Hello and welcome to Spirited Investigations. My name is Cougar.
And I'm Slider.
This is our first video, and we thought maybe a way for you to get to know us better is to see who we think is our top 5 paranormal investigative teams.
Yeah, so we've put together clips from 5 of those teams, introduced their personalities and really why we like them.
And so let's take a look at the first clip.
Right now? It's right now. Right now? Right now. It's right now. It's right now. It works right now. Right now. Welcome back to Ghost Club Paranormal.
So Slider, that's your origin of your drinking game, isn't it?
It is indeed a drinking game. Yeah, each time Jade or Mandy says, right now, then yeah, it's like this with a bottle of beer.
Sometimes he gets through a 6-pack.
There's no choice sometimes. Right now, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you right now, you know? It is. It's great fun, but obviously you've got to be 21 and over to participate.
Yes, and should you like to participate, join Mark watching Ghost Club Paranormal.
Normally on Tuesdays. Let's carry on with some clips.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I appreciate
Okay, I threw that clip in there because we don't have any proof that anything happened to Mandy, but I think that reaction was pretty real.
It was one heck of a reaction, wasn't it? I mean, can you imagine, trying to learn your lines for something like that or fake that? I mean, it just seems to be genuine,
She
really.
needs an Academy Award if that was fake.
One of those, isn't it?
In fact, we participate in their live streams every other Tuesday night, and I did bring that up in there, and she said, no, that was absolutely real. And she got poked in her back. All right, let's take a look at another one from here. This is a little scary.
Oh my God. Just stay there. Stay there. You're okay.
Now, what is so scary about that is we have found out since we watched this episode, and this was at the Sally House in Kansas, Jade has heart problems, and she is going in for surgery for that. So she is on a sabbatical right now, and we wish her the absolute best.
No, certainly, yes. I mean, somebody who their heart starts to have troubles if they just lean forwards. And she's doing paranormal stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
It takes a certain amount of bravery at the same time.
Yeah, but be sure to join them when
Oh, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
in fact,
when Jade
scooters, if you're in the know, you're in the know.
You're in the know. All right, let's take another look. And this one has a little bit more evidence for us.
I don't. What did it just say?
Possessed. Possessed.
Whoa! Dude, did you guys hear that?
I thought it was in here.
It said something, then I heard it like both ways.
It was a woman. It sounded like it came from here.
Literally right here.
It came from over here.
And I thought
I had my head like this. I could hear it over here and over there.
Oh my God, dude.
Can you talk for us again, really loud and really clear?
Door. Wait, what
No.
the fuck?
So what did you think of that one?
I wasn't sure myself about the stop playing, but the
Yeah,
Yeah.
and responsive.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah.
And, of course, AVPs.
Is our highest form of
Yeah,
evidence.
audible voice phenomena or electronic voice phenomena. If it's Class A, if there's, you can just definitely tell what it was. Well, there's your evidence. I mean,
Yeah,
to
when
me.
you have no problem hearing what they're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get an EVP with a tone. You think you hear somebody saying, and yeah, there's a voice there. But when you can hear what they're saying, it's just, there's no doubt. What other proof can there be?
dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods, okay. Okay, now get ready for this next one and see if you can debunk it, because we have tried.
Oh wow, this is rough. Okay, it's almost 3. Chrissy, we gotta go. All right, let's go. It's scary. It's scary out here. It's so scary.
I'm scared.
Drew's like, I'm ready. Alrighty, let's go.
It's like at the beginning.
We're done.
Very interesting clip. It certainly wasn't somebody holding a cell phone up to.
No.
You know, as
No.
they had a bit of a problem with that. You may know of the history,
controversy.
But, the controversy. Yeah. What can it be? What could it be that isn't something manifesting that's black going across a wall?
Well, it doesn't even look like a shadow as such. It looks like it has mass to it, albeit a fuzzy mass.
You mean a sort of a 3D effect?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Do leave your comments below what you think that was showing.
Well, we'll go on to the next team while you're thinking about this. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get any clips from these guys. We love them to death. It's a Paranormal Nightmare. And we absolutely respect that they don't want to have their clips out there.
Yeah, I did upload a previous version of this, just the clips themselves, and they were tagged with copyright. And that was one thing I wanted to make sure of, was we're not doing anything daft with YouTube right at the start. And I completely respect the team themselves wanting to keep control of their clips. It's fine, that's their evidence.
Now, why do we like the team themselves?
Because they are very giving. Well, didn't they have a haunting when they were growing up?
When they were growing up.
Yes. And now they go and help families with supposedly, perhaps, dark energies in their house, and they do blessings at the end. They do try and genuinely get evidence, remove what might be there, and send it on its way.
And if it's not really a spirit that's in doing the problems or whatever, I think just as long, the placebo effect, that's what I'm trying to think of. If people feel like they have problems, they're going to feel better that somebody's coming in to take care of it. And I think that can go a long way to, even if there are spirits in there, to change the energy and get them out of there.
Also, apparently, all three of those guys at Paranormal Nightmare smell good.
Oh, yeah.
That's what one of your friends said.
My buddy down at the Merc said, I met those guys and they all smell so good. She also said they are the kindest, nicest people you'd want to meet, and they hug so nice. So
the thing with the copyrights, fair enough, Yeah. We just got to respect it.
Yeah. And, well, the other thing is that they have the TV show. So that's where their copyright's going to go.
Right, so moving on.
And now for our next group. Let's see if you can guess who these guys are.
Oh, fuck, yeah, you're right. I'm still...
You do look a bit moist.
It is, I'm a bit moist.
You alright, guys? Griff, Stay, Ouija Brothers, back again.
Griff and Steve, Ouija Brothers. I'm feeling a little moist tonight, too.
Good heavens, so was Steve, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are great fun. They're another good fun team.
Yeah.
And, they're a staple of our weeks watching, aren't they?
Yeah. One thing you'll find about all these teams, these are guys and people that we think are truly giving their all, and they're not doing it for clicks.
Yeah.
And they are highly entertaining and fun to watch, but they don't always get evidence, and that's okay, because that's the way it is.
And there's so many times with the Ouija Brothers when they might go to a house and you're just watching through for half an hour, nothing at all has happened. They've entertained you just by their characters.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, these ridiculous amounts of evidence aren't needed. The people themselves are what count. And with Ouija Brothers, that's what happens.
Yep. Now, I ran this next clip so we can compare it with a clip further on. Now, this is Steve and his wife at the Ancient Ram Inn. And if you know anything about that place, it's older than dirt, and everybody in God has been there.
We dust this?
Yeah. Hold on. Can you hear that?
What's that?
That's walking.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Now, the Ancient Ram Inn, being older than dirt, is going to have its creaks and pops and that kind of stuff.
Even the cutlery is going to creak, isn't it?
The shape of those walls, I don't know how that thing is standing. And it's right next to a road, so of course that's going to rattle stuff. But I think that stuff had a little more pattern to it, to the noise, so it could very well been...
Like a creak.
And another point I'd like to make is that we're not hearing what they're hearing there in the moment, and it loses translation in the process of coming to video. So if you trust your team and they say that sounds like footsteps, they heard footsteps. Let's see what else they get.
I mean, that knock was clear, that one from the stairs. What the fuck was that?
That one was kind of weird. It was kind of the scrape, vocalized scrape sound, but it sounded like human, like that kind of.
Yeah.
But what was neat about that clip there is the one of Steve freaking out in the intro. This took place shortly before that. So there was a lot going on at
was
this.
building at the place.
There was a lot going on.
Building at the building.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason why I'm not showing all of the really good stuff is because we want you to go over and check these people out, because they deserve your subscription. They deserve your thumbs up.
We might not. They do.
Okay, let's take a look at this next one. Now, this next one, you have to listen right after Steve zooms the camera, because you hear that camera zoom and you think that's what they're hearing, but right after that, you hear a little voice. Sounds kind of female or maybe a young child.
Let me just have a second. Just be quiet.
What the fuck was that?
There's someone in here. Them down there, I think.
Sounded like a hey to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, very soft.
This is the I Love You nursing home, where they got so many voices at the end. And one of them said, I love you. And Griff just was like, they said, I love you. So, and again, it's the voices.
Yes.
You can't explain voices. All right, this one is the penultimate for the Ouija Brothers, and is one that has caused controversy, because this was on one of their lives at 30 East Drive. And if you know their history, 30 East Drive is kind of the Ouija Brothers' house.
I have to go there every weekend.
Yeah,
Well, it
it
feels
seems
like
like
it, you know?
Yeah. Now, this clip I'm going to show here is the highest acme of the Ouija Brothers investigations, I think, because it's bizarre. So anyway, they had this live at 30 East Drive, and what happens in this following film, I can't explain it. What was controversial about it is their channel was hijacked, and they were without it for about a month. And it really hurt their channel because they weren't getting the revenue they needed. This was Steve's job. He was raising two beautiful children, two or three, I think two, a boy and a girl. But anyway,
I don't know.
So Beardo called this out. He's trying to get him, they just did this to get the call. But they debunked this.
Point to me was it was alive.
Yes.
When you're going to set this thing up, when you're going to be able to, run your wires or do your trip thing or whatever.
And Steve and Griff were out at the house when this happened. Now, come on.
It fell.
Yeah, and they showed, even before they left, they show where that wheel was. That front wheel was back from the front of the step. And
when they got back, didn't they try and debunk what they just
they
seen
also
as well?
did too. And
They can't ask better than that, in my opinion. I mean, you make your own mind up, but to me, if they come back on a live, come back, try and set it back up again, try and debunk themselves. What more do you?
What more
can you do? Yeah.
Okay, these next guys are also from Great Britain, and they are also one of our favorites.
Oh my shit on my what the hell?
My name's Elliot.
My name isn't. So, usual thing.
You're an idiot.
Okay, so these guys, even if they don't catch anything, don't you want to watch that?
Giggling pedantic messes.
Oh, they are so funny.
Yes.
You go first, so if you die, I know it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Elliot and Joe, Ghost Theory. They've been going for about 3 years, I think, on the ghost hunting.
Yeah, but a lot longer as filmmakers.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say that they have acknowledged that they are filmmakers, but they've also said they want to know the truth and they're not going to mess around with their evidence. So let's see what kind of evidence they've gotten.
What's that as well?
Yeah.
That looks like a... Just compare that.
Now that's photographic evidence.
Yes, and on the Polaroid as well, so there's no tampering possible.
However, I wonder, is there a problem sometimes with the emulsion?
I can imagine there is. I mean, it is 1970s technology, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, my dad had a Polaroid camera, and things normally came out, but you could sometimes get one lighter picture, one slightly darker picture.
Yeah.
Now, whether that would include a cloud type of shape.
Yeah, and right in the middle of it. Yeah.
Well, there we are. That's what they're pointing at. That's what they're looking at.
Yeah. So photographic evidence is pretty rare, but take a look at this because this is even more so.
Now, what makes this really strange is when you zoom in, you can actually see that it is what looks like an older woman dawdling down the end of the corridor with a handbag on their left shoulder. So if it is an apparition, then you're talking proper apparition. This isn't just one or two frames of a slightly invisible looking person. This is an actual person walking down the end of the corridor.
Now, did you see that? Can you see that? In the end of the corridor, you can see two legs in dark pants.
And a handbag, you can.
And it seems like a white sweater.
Yeah.
And she's got the Twinkie perm.
It's great evidence.
Yeah. All right, let's go carry on.
Let me...
We have got it.
Seriously. Wow. Thank you so much.
We've got the perfect shot. Both...
That has just been thrown out of this room.
There's nothing here that should do that.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah, Joe's face when that came popping out, and he's
Yeah.
We've got the best evidence ever. I think that was more the case than being shocked by it. It's just, that's going on YouTube.
Well, I just think the fact that they got three different camera angles. They got Joe's camera, Elliot's, and the one down at the end of the hall. And there are no cuts.
Yeah.
And we hear that spring come flying out of there. He shows the bathroom. I didn't see any kind of contraption that would make the spring.
No, the only thing I could think of was one of those little frogs that you lick the bottom, you stick it down, and something of that type that could throw the thing out from the door.
Boing!
But they went in there straight away, and I'd look in the room, and there was nothing of that kind of a setup that could be seen.
Nobody was in there tossing it out. And what I really like is that the brighter shot of it at the end shows what angle it came from, and it shows it flying out of the bathroom.
Yeah. And that's great evidence. I don't think it was a lick frog.
No. And on to our next pair here. This is our wonders from down under, I guess you could call them.
All right, Crypt Keepers, we are currently sitting in room 6.5.
6.5?
Or 6.5.
6.5.
Whatever they call it.
Unlucky for some. 17.
What?
I don't know.
That's not right.
That's 30. Okay.
Stupid.
Okay. Must be talking about Amy.
That was funny when I went back to see AmysCrypt at the beginning. And I'd been following it from the beginning because I remember I was watching a guy that was reviewing channels, and he said, why don't you go check out this girl's channel? She does a wonderful job in production, and she's very interesting. And back at the beginning, she went to places like the Philippines and India and Taiwan.
Globetrotting even then, yeah.
But what she would do would go to these places, and she'd do like B-roll and talk over about the stories of the hauntings. And she didn't really get into investigating till about her second year or so, maybe third. And this was the first investigation I could find.
stay at the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast also includes access to Ouija boards and dowsing rods. I used these tools during my stay and recorded some interesting results. Is there anyone that wants to play with us? At this point, the dowsing rods begin to move to cross over one another. Can you cross the bars?
Now, at this point, was Jared just known as the cameraman?
The cameraman,
right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, she married the cameraman.
Yes, it was so funny because back then it was just my cameraman Jared. But I haven't used the dowsing rods since the first time I met you over in England.
Really?
I brought them over.
Wow.
And I'm just thinking we should have used them at Avebury.
We can use them again in investigations, no
Absolutely.
problem. So,
yeah. Let's take a look at the next one.
Can you make another noise if there's someone down there?
Footsteps.
That sounds like footsteps, yeah.
That's footsteps. They're stepping at footsteps. Like boots.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one I wanted to compare Steve and his wife an ancient ramen with this one.
I think these were clearer.
Much clearer. And they lasted longer, I think. What do you think about physical evidence? I say physical because we're hearing it. What do you think of that and of sounds like that?
There are a lot of mistakes can be made, obviously, like you said, with old houses like the ancient ram. In this instance, they seem to be clearly footsteps, but you do have to look around. You do have to compare it to keeping a recorder running for days, or other people that know the place really, really well, get their recordings, see if they've heard it, what kind of differences there are. And it could be something we'd not thought of at the time when you go investigating. Could actually be, the cause. Somebody could be going past outside on the roadside or whatever.
I remember that night when we lived up in Muskogee, and I heard someone running through the living room when we were in our bedroom at night. That was scary. I think that's the only time I've heard footsteps. I've heard pounding at our door when nobody's been there. But yeah, it sounds like that. You just really want to find out where they're coming from, and if you can't find out,
in a way, there could be some fun in debunking the things too, because then you find out and you're like, oh, I'm armed now for the future. I know what that sound could be. It doesn't have to be footsteps. It'd be great if it was, but I do think there's more validity in an actual debunk on that kind of thing.
Yeah. Let's go on.
Maybe the doorway. Did you hear that?
No, but that door's open.
I just heard a man's voice yell behind me.
I didn't hear that, but this door is supposed to be closed because we're not supposed to go in there.
So not only did they hear an audible voice, that door wasn't supposed to be open.
Although I heard Poeshi Ba or something. I don't know that I heard pull back.
And I can't think of what it could mean in that instance. Do you think it has to mean what it says has to be meaningful in that time?
Oh heck, I don't know.
Or could it just be?
I know that quite often a lot of groups they'll put up what they think they hear, but you may hear something different. I mean, it's up to you what your ears hear. Right. And not to be led sometimes with the text that comes up.
Do any of you put your hand over the bottom of the screen when they try to do that and you try to guess what they say?
Rewind it and have a look. Oh, I was right.
Yeah. Okay, let's take another one here.
Hello, patient. I'm just checking on you in there.
Oh.
What was that?
What? I said, oh.
Just before you said, ooh, I heard a...
Yeah, that one's either the sound of some kind of plumbing, or it's hello over the sound of some kind of plumbing. I thought it kind
of like a hello.
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 Can you not? That's one of those.
Yeah, can you not? No, this video, Jared goes back into that same bathroom a little while later on, and he catches something too.
Oh, I told you, I always end up in the freaking toilet investigating.
That's funny. It's got to be an episode a month that she's in the toilet
Oh,
investigating
yeah.
or something.
I did hear the who's in there. I thought
that was crystal clear.
Quite good,
Who's
that
in
one.
there?
Yeah.
Who's in there?
Mm.
And finally,
The things I was doing when my camera messed up was I was messing around with these handcuffs. And I forgot that I had them in my pocket, but I just remembered, and maybe that's correlated, maybe it's not. Do you not like these handcuffs?
I don't know. I've looked at that thing over and over.
Yeah, how that little link moves in that way, just
It's not
it's
like
a direct movement, isn't it?
it's not like she just threw him down there and it just fell.
They were there
It's
for a
been
while.
sitting there for a while. She didn't bump the bed, and I also think it looks like it was picked up a little bit as it moved.
It certainly moved. Yeah, it moved convincingly, as though somebody maybe. Well, why would somebody move it? That's the other part. Why would a spirit just move that little bit?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah. Why does the spirit do anything, really?
Right. Yes. Right.
So that's our 5 favorite teams. What are your favorite teams? Can you want to comment below and let us know?
And let us know how we did as well. What we can change. What went disastrously.
Like, the way I can't pronounce words. Also, please go check out these teams. Give them a like, subscribe. I don't think you'll be disappointed. They are not the Sam and Colby yelling, whoop, everything little thing, but they are honest and they really want to find the truth. That's our catch anyway. And please follow along. We'll be doing some turtle talks. We'll be doing investigations of all sorts. And we'll be doing a weekly roundup just like this.
So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.